today's video, I want to look at using the round functions found in Excel. This is because the other day I had an opportunity to speak to some accountants about Excel, some tips and tricks, maybe some functions that they weren't using. And I had showed them the if function, and I had if do a calculation based upon the criteria. And one of the accountants raised their hand and said, hey, that's a great function. That would be super helpful. The problem is, and if you look here, here's the problem. That's 4 decimal places. And when we go to reconcile, that's going to throw off our numbers. We're not going to be able to reconcile. And I understood what he was saying. And a lady in the crowd raised her hand and said, just change the decimal place, what we're seeing. So I knew this wouldn't work, but so we went ahead and did it. And the guy said, hey, whoa. That looks good. But when you go to reconcile, those decimal places are still there. And he was correct. If I copy this cell and if I just paste the values, notice here in L2 that it still has 4 decimal places. And as we're talking, I knew about a function called round. I had never used it personally. Maybe I should have, but there's 467 Excel functions and I don't have a need for all of them. It's kind of like a case-by-case scenario. When you need it, you find it, you use it. Kind of probably like some of the tools in your garage. The only reason why you have some of those tools is you had a job come up and you had to go buy it and you've never used it again since. And so I'm like, I hear what you're saying. Let's go ahead and look at this round function. I've never used it, but let's try it. So we'll go ahead and look at doing that. G2, I'm going to go ahead and click insert function and I'm going to type in round here and we'll click OK. And this first section is going to ask what cell do we want to look at. So we'll go ahead and look at F2, which even though it's only showing 2 decimal places, we know that there's 4. And for the number of digits, we'll go ahead and click 2. We'll click OK. And it rounds it for us. And I'm going to go ahead and use the drag fill to fill in the rest of those cells. And notice it went ahead and based upon what numbers in that 3rd decimal spot, it rounds it up or down. Upon looking at the round function, I noticed 2 other round functions that could be used. There's one called ROUNDUP and another called ROUNDDOWN. Let's put our cursor here in H2. We'll go ahead and do insert function. We'll go ahead and search for round. And for this one, we'll go ahead and select ROUNDUP. And the description says rounds a number up away from 0. So we'll go ahead and do that. Which cell do we want to reference? We'll go ahead and reference this F2 here. And how many decimal places do we want, or how many digits? We'll go ahead and do 2 again. And notice this time it went up to 0.53. We'll go ahead and use drag fill to fill that through our list. And we'll go ahead and look at using the round down function. So we'll put our cursor here in I2. We'll click insert function. We'll type round here, or we could round down, but it's right here. We'll select round down. And this one tells us that it rounds down towards 0. We'll click OK. Same thing. We'll reference F2. And we'll do 2 decimal places again. We'll click OK. And we'll do that. And we can see where we have differences based upon the round function that we used. Here we had 0.52, 0.53, 0.52. Same thing here. 0.80, 0.81, 0.80. All 3 of these functions are going to be super helpful to these accountants when they need to round numbers that they have. But as we were looking through it, I went ahead and I'm like, hey, let's try and nest this thing. Let's go ahead and copy the function found in F2. So we'll go ahead and select that. We'll select everything before the equal sign. We'll go ahead and hit Control C on the keyboard to copy, or you could go to the Home tab and hit copy. And let's go ahead. Oh, it's starting to try and edit the formula. We'll hit the escape key. That happens, no big deal. It kept my function that I already have there. I still have that if function copied. So let's put our cursor here in J2. We'll go ahead and click insert function. We'll go ahead and select round here in the list. It's one of the functions we've used recently. And here in the number, we'll go ahead and type Control V. And notice it went ahead and it pastes the function that was found in F2. And for this, we'll go ahead and number of digits, we'll put 2 and we'll click OK. And notice that we got the same answer here. And so this would save us extra columns. If we just nested our statement, it would make our life easier. We have the same number here. I don't need to have all these extra columns. If I go here to F6 and I cut this function, Control X on the keyboard, and then go in and click insert function, we'll select our round, click OK, Control V to paste that function. Number of digits 2, and we'll click OK. Notice I get the same answer here, and I wouldn't need all these extra columns. If you're feeling good about yourself, go ahead and try and nest the function. It's okay to mess up. Maybe it doesn't work the first time. Just go ahead, delete out the function, try it again. When I was speaking to those accountants, I kind of got a little bit nervous. Uh-oh, what if they catch me on this? But we just looked at the function. We tried it out. It worked. I believe it's going to help the accountants in the future. Just don't be afraid to play around in there. The worst that happens is you have to delete a function.
Thank you for watching this video. My hope always as I create new content is that my viewers feel better able to carry out tasks in Microsoft. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That way you get a notification when I release my next video. Do you have a suggestion on a video that I should make? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you want me to create. That way I can better help you.